5 pounds of the leader. That's all I can ask for. And then the next day I want the same thing. And then the third day, you know, I want to be within striking distance where that third day, whenever you have that magical day, then you can hopefully come back and win the tournament.
When you're fishing a tournament, when you get off the water, do you check to see where you stand? If like for us today we have Bass Track.
Yeah.
But do you, now that we're off the water, I guess you're allowed to do whatever you want to get to the weigh-in and weigh the fish in. But can you go online and check? Is that allowed?
I'm pretty sure it is. The tournament's over with, but that's the point. The tournament's over with. Nobody else is fishing. My position is set now. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. So the best thing for me to do is get to the weigh-in and you know, get those fish weighed in and you know, just start thinking about tomorrow. That's there's nothing I can change now. I mean, I'm not thinking about today. I'm already starting to hopefully figure some things out for tomorrow.
Last year at the Classic, you were one of the favorites. Came, what, 6th place last year?
In that neighborhood. I'm not sure, 6th, 7th, or 8th, somewhere in there.
Does that amount of pressure that's put on you from media and from spectator boats and stuff, does that help you become a better angler? And when you're in a situation like this year's Classic?
Yeah, I mean, you know, last year I was a rookie in the aspect of the big number of spectator boats. You know, there was times last year that I had 70, 75 boats watching me, and it kind of shocked me last year. And this year, I'm a little more prepared for it. You still are at the mercy of the spectator boats, you know, per se, but I've learned to deal with it a little more. You know, like which rotation I'm going to go to. You don't want to pull on you know, you got to know where your followers are going to be at, so they don't mess up water that you want to fish in front of you. You know, today I pretty much spent most of my time in one general area. You know, just bounce around here and there, and you know, it worked out. But I could kind of control those spectator boats.
Yeah. Is there a way to make it so that they actually can help you? Does that make sense? I've actually had people say to me, one of the things Kevin Van Dam does better than anyone is he controls the spectator boats so that they push fish towards him. Is that possible?
Yeah. Well, as many fish as he catches, I would say it is possible, but you know, I'm not smart enough to figure something like that out. The best thing I can do is just fish and you know, whatever happens. I don't know what that goofball on the side of the road's doing.
Do you ever get nervous when you go on stage, like what's going to happen today?
You know, I don't get nervous, you know, being in front of a lot of people. That, you know, I grew up playing ball and speaking in front of a lot of kids and stuff. What I do get nervous about is you only get so many chances a year to really you know, say something really good about your sponsors, and you just want to go up there and you know, say the right thing. You don't want to sound like a commercial, but you know, you want to talk about your sponsors, and because you know, without my sponsors, I wouldn't be able to do this. You know, I've been doing it long enough now that if I didn't have support from sponsors, I wouldn't do it. I mean, it's just it's too hard to do. It's an expensive sport.
Yes.
But you can, you know, with the right support from sponsors and then cashing some checks, you know, it's definitely a way to make a good living. And you know, I'm living proof. If I can do it, I believe anybody can do it.
After 5 years as a professional angler, what drives you to become a better angler and continue at such a high level?
Well, the main thing is, is, you know, this is how I support my family, and that the better that I do, the better lifestyle my family has, and that's probably, you know, one of the highest pushers, you know, at me. But you know, me growing up playing ball and stuff, you know, I think athletes, and I'm not an athlete now, I'm about 20 pounds overweight, but I think we have a mentality that there's nobody out there that puts more pressure on us than ourselves. You know, I just don't like to lose. I mean, if we were running the foot race, playing baseball, or shooting marbles, I don't like losing. And you know, fishing's a hard sport because it's not like basketball where you win. You know, you got a 50% chance of winning. I mean, in all honesty, fishing, you know, like right now, I got a 1 in 55 chance of winning this tournament. You know, and a lot of elite events, it's 1 in 100. So
yeah.
It's not like, I mean, you can't. You just gotta. You know, I just don't like to lose, and you know, for me to stay consistent, that's the biggest thing. That's kind of my internal goal. Is I just want to have chances to win tournaments, and the more chances that you have to win, you know, the more tournaments you're going to win. You're just around the top, and
well, being consistent like that in the FLW series and in bass is why you're ranked #1 in the world. Do you know that?
Yeah, I knew that.
Does that put a target on your back from other anglers?
Well, I don't see it as being the #1 angler in the world. I see it being the guy that's hot right now. And I've had, you know, the last actually 3 years, you know, I've won some tournaments. You know, the way that I fish, though, I tend to go for the win a lot, and sometimes it works, and sometimes it backfires. And my main goal, you know, if I could change one thing in my fishing, I want my bad tournaments to be 40th place finishes, you know, not 80s or 90s.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. If you just stay, you know, 40 and above and have chances to win, you're going to win tournaments. I mean, ball's going to roll on your side of the court at some time.
We grew up as a basketball player, like myself. Favorite basketball player growing up was?
Michael Jordan.
Of course.
You know, whenever I was in high school, Michael was in his prime, and I mean, I can remember buying a pair of, you know, the Jordan basketball shoes.
Yeah.
And that day, you know, it was just like, I mean, you think you play somewhat like him. Of course, I didn't, but yeah, he's by far, you know, the most enjoyable player I've ever watched.
Do you still watch basketball today? Do you enjoy it as much as you did when you were younger?
No, be honest with you, I'd rather watch football now. I don't know if I got burned out or what. When I do watch basketball, I think I like March Madness and when the NBA's in the playoffs and stuff. But just to watch a game, I would